मनसेते जगत्त्रयाणि यस्माद्भवन्ति विभवन्ति विशन्ति यं च गोविन्दमादिपुरुषं तमहं भजामि यच्चक्षुरेश सविता सकलग्रहाणां राजा समस्तसुरमूर्तिरशेषतेजाः यस्याज्ञया भ्रमति संवृतकालचक्रो गोविन्दमादिपुरुषं तमहं भजामि.
So we are reading this particular shlok translation. The sun, who is the king of all the planets, full of infinite effulgence, the image of the good soul, is as the eye of this world. I adore the primeval Lord Govinda, in pursuance of whose order the sun performs his journey, mounting the wheel of time. So, Yachak Shuresh Savita is referred here for Surya Dev. Sakal Graha Nam Raja. So, he is the king of all the stars, all the Grahons ke Raja. Samasta Sur Murti is for all the Devs, all Devtas, Adhishtan Dev, Samasta Sur Murti. Shesh Teja hai, right? Vishesh Tej. So Surya Dev has a Vishesh Tej, right? As we can see. Yasha Gaya. So Yacha Sureksha. So who also acts as a eyes of the whole world. Like that's how we can see, right? Because we have the sun, can see. And king of all the stars, and Adhishtan of all the Devs, and Vishesh Tej. Such Surya Dev, यशा गया यानी कि जो जिनकी आज्ञा से भ्रमति भ्रमण कर रहे हैं संवृत काल चक्रो. सो काल चक्रो इज द समय. सो काल चक्र समय के साथ, समय के ऊपर जो भ्रमण कर रहे हैं जिनकी आज्ञा से, उन आदि पुरुष गोविंद को मैं भजता हूँ. सो दैट इज लॉर्ड ब्रह्मा जी's prayer. अजय पढ़ोगे?
Sure. So certain professors of the Vedic religion worship the sun as Brahman. The sun is one of the hierarchy of the 5 gods. Some people target in heat the source of this world and therefore designate the sun, the only location of heat, as the root cause of the world. Notwithstanding all that may be said to the contrary, the sun is, after all, only the presiding deity of sphere of the sun, total of all mundane heat, and is hence a good exercising delegated authority. The sun performs his specific function of service certainly by the command of Govinda. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Right? Any comments? Anything? Sumit, you're on mute, I think.
It's very self-explanatory.
Yeah, self-explanatory. You know, and there's no one sun, right? As you read, like in Brahmand, other Brahmand, there are maybe other sun too.
9 suns, right?
So
Jupiter has a lot of suns, I think.
So cool. Let's move on to the next.
धर्मोतपापनिचयश्रुतयस्तपांसि ब्रह्माण्डिकेटपतगावहदश्च जीवाः यद्दत्तमात्र विभव प्रकटप्रभाव गोविन्दमादिपुरुषं तमहं भजामि.
So I adore the primeval Lord Govinda, by whose conferred power are maintained the manifested potencies that are found to exist. Of all virtues, all vices, the Vedas, the penances, and all jivas from Brahma to the meanest insect. So what it's saying really, right, is dharmo at pap nichaya hai. So dharmo dharm अथवा पाप संग्रह श्रुतय. So श्रुतय here it refers to Vedas and the corresponding Upanishads, right? So we have 4 Vedas, right? Which are 4 Vedas?
Rig Veda, Sam Veda, Yajur Veda, and
And Atharvaveda.
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 Right? So that's 4 Vedas. So all these 4 Vedas and the Upanishads plus Brahmadi कीट पत गांव दक्ष जीवा है, मीन्स लाइक ब्रह्मा से लेके कीट तक, insects, right? From Brahma to the meanest insect, daksh jiva hai. Jiva is like all of us jivas. यद्यत मात्र विभव प्रगट प्रभावा. सो अपने अपने प्रभाव से, अपने अपने कंडीशन से जो प्रकाशित होते हैं, जो प्रभाव होता है, इज बिकॉज ऑफ गोविंद, राइट? यद्यत मात्र, जिनकी वजह से ये सारे जीव से लेके ब्रह्मा तक जो अपना प्रभाव प्रकट कर रहे हैं, उन गोविंद को मैं भजता हूं. और ब्रह्मा जी प्रेयर. Ravi?
By dharma is meant the allotted functions of varna and ashrama manifested by the 20 dharma shastra on the authority of Vedas. Of these 2 divisions, varna dharma is that function which is the outcome of the distinctive natures of the 4 varnas, Brahma, Kshatriya, Vaishya, and Shudra. And ashrama dharma is that the function which is appropriate to the respective ashrams or stations of those who belongs to the 4 stages, viz. Brahmacharya, Grastha, Vanaprastha, and Sannyasa. All customary activities of mankind have been targeted in these 2-fold divisions, since mean nescience, the root of all sins and sinful desire, also the greatest iniquities and sin flowering from them, and the ordinary sins, that is, all sorts of unprincipled conduct. The category of Strutis means Rig, Sama, Yajur, and Atharva, and the Upanishads from the crest jewels of the Vedas. The tapas means all regular practices that are meant with the view of the attainment of the proper functions of the self. Hare Krishna.
Sumit?
In many cases, example, in the form known as Panch Tapas, these practices are of a difficult character, yoga, with its 8 constituents, limbs, and the devotedness to the knowledge of the undifferentiated Brahman are included therein. All these are so many distinctive features within the revolving round of the fruitive activities of conditioned souls. The conditioned souls are embarked on a sojourn of a successive birth from 84 lakhs of varieties of generating organs. These are differentiated into a different order of being as Devas, Danavas, Rakshasas, Manavas, Nagas, Kinnaras, and Gandharvas. These jivas from Brahma down to the small insect are infinite in type. They make up the aggregate of the conditioned souls from the degree of Brahma to that of the little fly and are the distinctive features within the revolving wheel of karma.
Complete it.
Every one of them is endowed with distinctive powers as individuals and is powerful in a particular sphere. but these powers are by their nature not fully developed in them. The degree of power and nature of property vary according to the measure of manifestation of the possessions of the individual conferred upon him by Sri Govinda. Hare Krishna.
Krishna. Yeah, I think the important part here is basically everyone from insect to Lord Brahma, right? All the power is given by Lord Govind. And based on their like positions or manifestation, the way they are manifested, depending on the karma, right? They get the specific powers. So some people are like, if you just look at our human beings, you know, some people are more powerful, some people are more intelligent, some are more beautiful, right? So all different kinds of properties, attributes, even the jivas have. But then not even the jivas, right? If you go to devatas, you know, devatas have different powers, as we know, right? I mean, even we have seen like from Indra being king of all the devatas, having different powers as compared to Lord Sun and so on and so forth. But the ultimate bottom line here is saying is यद्यत मात्र विभव प्रगट प्रभावा. So अपने अपने प्रभाव जिनकी वजह से मैनिफेस्ट हुए हैं वो श्री गोविंद. Okay, let's do the next slok.
यस्मिन्द्रगोपमथवेन्द्रमहोस्वकर्म बन्धानरूपफलभाजनमातनोति कर्माणि निर्दहति किन्तु च भक्तिभाजां गोविन्दमादिपुरुषं तमहं भजामि.
So I adore the primeval Lord Govinda, who burns up to their roots all fruitive activities of those who are imbued with devotion and impartially ordains for each of the due enjoyment of the fruits of one's activities, of all those who walk in the path of work in accordance with the chain of their previously performed works, no less in the case of the tiny insect that bears the name of Indragop than in that of Indra, king of the Devas. And I think this is really a very, very important shlok for all of us. Right? And what it is saying is Yasti Vaindra Gop. Indra Gop is a kind of very, very small insect. So Indra Gop Mathavendra is like the Indra, the king of the Devas. So from Indra Gop, who is a tiny insect that bears the name of Indra Gop, right? Then that of Indra, king of Devas. So from that to that, Mahoswa Karma Bandhanu Rup Fal Bhajan Martinoti. So all based on their karmas and bandhans, they get the fruits and they revolve around in this world, right? We take so many births, deaths, based on the karmas, this keeps going and going and going, right? But the next line is Karmani Nirdhati Kintu Cha Bhakti Bhajam. So Kintu, so even though all these things are happening, Bhakti Bhajam means जो भक्त लोग हैं, the people who are devoted, who are devoting to Lord Govind, who are devoting to Krishna, Krishna takes special care of them, and what he does is karmani nirdhati. So he himself gets rid of all his karmas, right? So all the fruits we are bearing now, all the fruits we are going to bear because we are doing all different kinds of karmas, right? All those are happening without any interference from Lord, right? Without impartially, saying it's happening impartially for everyone, from the insect to the king of the Devas, Indradev. everyone is impartially getting the fruits of their activities. And but they are in this world, in this whole cycle of birth and death, right? Maybe different duration, different times, different enjoyment, different problems, all that. However, right? However, who burns up to their roots of all fruitive activity of those who are imbued with devotion. So people who are devoted in devotion, Lord Krishna takes care especially, even though he is impartial, but he has a special blazing, special attachment to his devotees, and he burns up their karmas so that they can go back to the Godhead. So I think it's kind of so important for all of us, where we are trying to devote ourselves, we are trying to do satsang, we are trying to do our chanting, and trying to get to that route. Ajay?
Sure. So God impartially induces the fallen souls to act in the way that is consequent on the deeds of their previous births and to enjoy the fruition of their labors. But out of his great mercy to his devotees, he purges out by the fire of ordeal the root of all karma, namely nescience and evil desires. Karma through without beginning is still perishable. The karma of those who work with the hope of enjoying the fruits of their labors becomes everlasting and endless and is never destroyed. The function of sannyasa is also a sort of karma, befitting
Thank you so much.
and what is that?
Ashrama.
And is not
Ashrama, and is not pleasant to Krishna when it aims at liberation, that is, desire for anticipation, emancipation. They also received fruition of their karma, and even if it be disinterested, their karma ends in Atma
Mamta.
Mamata, that is self pleasure. But those who are pure devotees always serve Krishna by gratifying his sons, forsaking all attempts of karma and
Yeah.
dhan, and being free from all desires save that of serving Krishna. Krishna has fully destroyed the karma, its desires, and nescience of those devotees. It is great wonder that Krishna, being impartial, is fully partial to his devotees. Hare Krishna.
Krishna. Right? I think quite an important paragraph, right?
Right.
Hence, um, see, we all know the law of karma, right? We are all familiar with that. And every time we do the karma, we want certain kind of result. We want the fruits of the labors, right? So we get the fruits, and then we are again engaged in other karmas. Those may be good results. If you are doing, let's say, a lot of charity, good donation, you are doing good karmas, we will still get the good results, right? Those will be good results, but we are still into this whole cycle of karma. And how those can be destroyed? So even it goes further, right? So even people who want to be liberated, so they want to get out of this cycle, but they want to be liberated, they are still are getting result of their karmas because they have done this tapasya and they have done this, sannyas, giving away everything. They will get liberated, but that liberation is still a fruit of their karmas. It's still they are not getting rid of their karmas, which means they are liberated, and at some point they will again fall down, right? So only the pure devotees. But those who are pure devotees always serve Krishna, and that's why in like Bhagavad Gita we are reading again and again. Like everything you are doing, you just dedicate it to Krishna. If you are making food, serve it as a prasadam to Krishna and then eat. If you are doing all this work, then at least whatever we are earning, let's try to serve to the Krishna temples or go to the temple or make food for the devotees. Somehow everything you are doing, start thinking like you are doing it for Krishna, and then all your karmas will disappear.
एक बहुत ही अच्छा भागवत गीता में ये श्लोक आया है जो आप कह रहे हैं अभी इस पे,
हाँ,
एंड इट सेज कि ये तु सर्वाणि कर्माणि मयि सन्न्यस्य मत्पराः अनन्येनैव योगेन मां ध्यायन्त उपासते. दैट मीन्स व्हाट यू आर सेइंग राइट नाउ कि जो भी हम कर्म कर रहे हैं, even if we are buying something for our house, for us only, but devote that particular thing for Krishna. कि हम जो कर रहे हैं, खा रहे हैं, आ रहे हैं, कुछ भी काम कर रहे हैं अगर हम, तो वो हम भगवान श्री कृष्ण के लिए ही कर रहे हैं, तो वो हमारे कर्म अपने आप भक्ति भाव में बदल जाते हैं एक्चुअली.
कौन सा श्लोक का नंबर, कौन से चैप्टर का?
दिस इज 12.6, अध्याय 12, 6 नंबर का श्लोक है. अध्याय 12 में भगवान श्री कृष्ण अर्जुन को यही बताते हैं कि जीव किस तरह से इस संसार में अपने काम करते हुए भक्ति रस में रह के और मुझे पा सकता है. अपने कर्म तो करने जरूरी है, बिकॉज यू हैव कम फॉर दैट पर्टिकुलर वर्ड. आप भक्ति रह खाली भक्ति करके मुझे मतलब आपको अपने कर्म तो करने ही होंगे सब. तो अर्जुन का कर्म था युद्ध करना था उसको, पर युद्ध वो बोल रहे थे जो भी आप कर रहे हो मुझे समर्पित कर दो. तो वो आप अपने आप ही इस भवसागर से, जैसे एक कितना भी कुशल तैराक क्यों ना हो, कितना भी अच्छा स्विमर, जब ओशन में डूब रहा होता है वो, और उसको सिर्फ एक हाथ ऊपर थोड़ा सा हेल्प चाहिए होता है, पकड़ के कोई बाहर निकाल दे तो वो बच जाता है. तो भगवान यही कहते हैं कि जब आप भक्ति भाव से मेरा कर्म आप काम करते हैं, तो इस भवसागर रूपी संसार से मैं आपको ऐसे ही तारता हूँ जैसे ओशन में कोई अगर व्यक्ति डूब रहा हो और उसको कोई बचा ले तो वो कैसे बच जाता है. सेम वे I also help the mankind, and it's very beautifully written. मतलब इतने श्लोक हैं 12 नंबर अध्याय में, और बहुत अच्छा लग रहा है मतलब.
Well, that's good, Ravi. That's a great correlation. And when we are reading Bhagavad Gita, we went through those sloks.
Yes, obviously, yes.
But this is perfect. Like ये तु सर्वाणि कर्माणि मयि सन्न्यस्य मत्परा अन्येनैव
अनन्येनैव योगेन मां ध्यायन्त उपासते.
So that's really nice. Cool. Great. Anything else? I think we only have 1 minute left, but let's quickly play. We'll play for 1 minute, right? And then we'll see tomorrow.